And Om Namah Shivaya, my name is Radhia and welcome back to Holsoltre. In today's video, we are going to be discussing everything about the energies the month of February holds. And this is such a prominent month. If you can notice, there's a background shift. And if I did have the time, I would have probably put glitter, worn some eccentric clothes to just give you the vibe of what this month of February is going to look like. So before I begin, I just want to give this disclaimer that astrology or the cosmic energies are here to guide us. They're not to scare you, they're not to give you the perfect timing, they're simply to help you understand the ever-evolving, ever-changing nature of humanity, of everything that exists in this whole wide universe. And why I say this is because this month, more than ever, the dominant energies of Aquarius, which is all about change, eccentricity, futuristic thoughts, that is going to take precedence over anything. You're going to realize this in this month, what it is to shift perspectives, to shift your belief system, to question where you belong, your community, collectives, bigger causes that go beyond you. So before I begin, if you have been listening to some of my videos and I said that, until March and April, there's no new beginning in its full form. And in today's video, I'm going to touch down on that. And then we enter the whole energy vibration of the month of February. So grab your food, grab your drinks, and just enjoy and absorb and welcome the beautiful energy the universe is gifting to us in this month of February to revamp, to renew, to evolve. And if you also want a visual imagery of what this is going to look like, Google the Fool card, Judgment Tarot card. So Google the Star card. Star is ruled by Aquarius and the Judgment is all about renewal. And the Fool card shows you the Uranus identity of freedom, and just jumping into something. You can also Google the Devil card because the Devil is all about indulgences and obsessions, and that is what Rahu is. Major core vibe of the month. Imagine a ramp. There's a ramp walk going on, and it's like, we don't need traditional fashion. We need a lot of eccentricity. So what happens when the sun, that is your identity, walks on that ramp? What happens when moon, which is your feelings, walks on that ramp? What happens with Venus, which is how you've associated with love, walks on that open-minded, eccentric ramp? What happens when Mercury, the way you have been thinking, your ideation, your speech, starts to walk on that ramp? And all of them, and eventually towards the end of February, Mars, the action taker, what you do, starts to walk on that ramp. And that ramp is in the house of Aquarius, and that ramp is Rahu that magnifies everything. So to give you a gist, this is the month where your identity, your emotions, your relationship, your connection to beauty, aesthetics, your speech, your ideas, and the way you act in the world, everything is going to take a 180-degree shift if you allow it. So astrology feels like a struggle. Sometimes people say, when is ever a good time going to be? Every moment in the now is a good time if you begin participating with life. So this is the gist of the month, where it's inviting you to participate in this collective shift that's coming across, and that's going to get grounded towards the month of March. Let's talk about it. Until January, there was a lot of heavy Capricorn significance where even until the 3rd or 4th of February, you must have felt like everything has to be structured, disciplined, organization. We need to get practical, whether it's your love life, whether it's your career, whether it's your relationship. Like, you have been thinking a lot more practically, lot more in terms of the tangible results of it or the tangible consequences of it. This deep restlessness, because we are going through this pressure cooker where all these planets are collectively moving from one place to other. And here is where you must have felt that, I cannot move forward in a certain aspect unless I have certainty, unless I have structure, unless I know that this, if I take this step, this is the output it's going to give me. In the month of February, it's all getting shaken up. And you are being told to step into the unknown, to align with what frees you. I'll go one step at a time. 3rd of February, Mercury, that's the intellect, enters Aquarius. 6th of February, Venus enters. 13th of February, Sun enters. 17th, we have the solar eclipse where Moon and Sun with these planets, Venus and Mercury, are all together in Aquarius. And on 23rd Feb, Mars enters. So many planets collectively entering one sign. Now what that sign is Aquarius. Aquarius talks all about collectives, belonging, social circles, humanitarian, bigger than yourself causes, and a lot of futuristic thinking. Like AI is an excellent example of Aquarius. Imagine again, Mercury enters, Venus enters, Mars, Sun, Moon, etc. But who is that one shadow that's already sitting in Aquarius? That's Rahu. What Rahu does, it's just going to magnify everything that's coming in its radar, in its close proximity. Alongside magnifying, it also creates distortion. So, where we see certain astrologers or certain people are like, I don't care, man, whether it's truth or not, just make it viral, just get me the numbers, just get me the metrics. I just want to see everything shining and big. And that is the devil card for you in the tarot, where it creates obsession with anything that's outside. But that obsession also drives people to create something new. So Rahu is very comfortable in the sign of Aquarius, and you must have been seeing this vibe since the last 7-8 months, because in the June month of 2025, Rahu entered Aquarius. Okay, so he's very comfortable. Why? Because Aquarius is the house of eccentricity, open-minded thinking, newer belief systems. Aquarius hates traditions. It wants freedom. It's a very detached sign in terms of, not getting too much in the emotional stuff. Why? Because the element of Aquarius is air, but it's also fixed sign. So it's also rigid about certain things that it believes in, like very strong opinions and beliefs, but at the same time, they're very open to the perspectives of other people. Okay, and that's Aquarius for you. And when Rahu is here, why they both get along? Because it's like, oh, you want to create something new, you want to make something different happen in the world, then okay, let's team up. So now imagine in a place like Aquarius where Rahu is already seated, every planet that's coming, it's magnifying everything. Now that magnification is going to create massive shifts in the world. We can see a lot more people coming out and speaking their truth. News channel bringing out some great breakthroughs in data, sudden stock exchange shift. At a world scale, and even when we look at Venus, Sun and Mars, it's like there can be protests out of nowhere on such a large scale, where either a really unconventional leader rises to the surface, or an existing leader through the protest of the people is being taken down. In the same way, when it comes to at a world scale in terms of luxury goods, anything to do with fashion, aesthetics, any kind of big transformations can be seen. And towards the end of the month, there can be massive outbreaks of, like I said, protests, because Mars comes with Rahu, and that's a lot of anger. Those street kids or those rebel kids on the street who keep adding fuel to the fire, like, oh, jakat, maar usko. It kind of messes with your brain, giving you really uncanny, eccentric ideas, which creates problems. Okay, so certain innovation, because Aquarius is about innovation, when a good innovative idea is there, it again in the future, okay, really benefits the world. But even when you give a very notorious idea, which is Rahu, it can also mess with other people. Okay, so every time there are both sides to a coin. Now if I go planet after planet, Mercury comes with Rahu, it's like people start to question, why have I been over explaining myself, why am I talking in this manner, or getting a lot of ideas. So this entire month you need to be very careful of your mental health, and the best way to go about it is write, type, just keep channeling those ideas. Why? Because Aquarius is air, and every planet coming in air, not all the planets are comfortable in air. So Mercury in Aquarius with Rahu is an excellent way of innovation. You can get really good technology ideas for if you're publishers, writers, authors. Even if you're someone who is waiting to get out on social media and speak up and share something, it's a very prominent time. With Mercury in Aquarius Rahu, your belief system, your ideas, your speech can undergo a shift. Coming to 6th of February when Venus enters Aquarius with Rahu, a very interesting combination when it comes to your personal life, okay? Be very careful of your spendings this month, okay? Because Venus, when it comes to luxury, beauty, relationships, coming with Rahu, you can suddenly feel very enticed by certain opportunities which tempt you into making big money real quick. That's Venus Rahu in Aquarius. Investing in some stocks that are promising big money. Feel obsessed in experimenting with your hair, with your look, with your appearance. Coming to relationships, okay? Venus Rahu in Aquarius is an ultimate combination of, okay, I love this person, why do we need to get married? Like questioning the traditional ways of the way love has been seen, okay? If you're in an existing relationship, okay, or in a long-term relationship, you could be questioning like your intimacy, that why are we so traditionally intimate? Why can't we try something kink out of the box? And if you're not in a connection, this is the time you can really feel attracted to a lot of foreign ways of romance. Maybe attending some spiritual retreats, tantra, exploring your sexuality. You know, if you meet someone and you feel like, oh my god, this is love at first sight. That's a distortion Rahu can create. And feeling like, oh, this is a partner from a past life. And we have a soul connection, because Rahu creates obsession. Because Venus in Aquarius is not about emotions. It's about detachment, and it's about questioning the way you've been perceiving and going about with love. And Rahu can create that distortion where it can make you feel that intense attraction to someone. And the advice for you is, because Venus is going to leave Aquarius on 1st March, okay? So this is a lot of mental attraction, getting attracted to people who align with your values, beliefs. And that's why in your existing relationship also, you can just rise up to the fact that, yeah, there was an emotional connect, but do our beliefs match? Do our ideas match? Do our bigger vision, which is Aquarius, does that match? Now, if I jump to 13th of February, okay, where Sun enters. Sun is your identity. Sun and Rahu getting eclipse, that's a minor eclipse before 17th. Your identity, and here is where you're told, be careful of not being arrogant, be careful of not coming across as my way or the highway, because Sun Rahu can create that tendency of, Rahu magnifies it. If you're living from your soul purpose can get magnified. But if you're living from your ego, there can be a lot of ego clashes where you can come across in the world as very egoistic, because we already have Mercury and Venus, remember. Okay, so your identity can go through a shift. And Sun in Aquarius, again, it just questions, what is my social circle? What role am I playing in the collective? What kind of, because Mercury is there with Sun and Rahu, it gives you a very profound gateway to understand your identity vis-a-vis your thoughts, your beliefs, and how you connect with people around you. Who are the leaders that you're following? Who are the social media people you're following? And questions like, okay, do I even align with this? Does my belief system align with this famous person? Because Sun Rahu is a lot of fame thing. If you are a content creator, if you are a publisher, if you are anybody who is visible to the masses, or if you've had, very eccentric ideas that you wanted to share with the world, this is the time, this is the entire month where those ideas can be seen, accepted. You can create a community of your own by expressing those ideas that you were suppressing and hiding for so long. They can also be creative ideas, because we have Venus, designer, brand, very eccentric art. Let's say you've already been a creator and you're like, okay, I don't resonate with this kind of content I'm creating, or I don't resonate with these kind of social circles that I'm hanging out with. All of this you can expect to undergo a change. Now moving to the 17th of February, where Moon and Sun, your core feminine masculine side comes together, and where Venus, Mercury, Rahu, like I said, they're already there. So Moon in Aquarius is not the most comfortable, because Aquarius is far from feelings and Moon is feelings and emotions. So this entire month, especially during 16, 17, 18, technology can feel overwhelming. You can feel obsessed with ChatGPT and AI tools. You can feel obsessed with scrolling. So these are the things to be mindful of, and to make the best use of it. Again, like I said, this is the opportunity for you to revamp. Aquarius and Rahu, they're giving you a gateway to revamp the way you look, the way you love, the way you think, the way you identify, the way you create your community, and the way you feel about things. So you may go through this period where you feel so misaligned with a lot of things, but know that this is what is getting magnified. That way Rahu is really great, because it helps you to step out of that box that you had built, that survival that you had built, which was no longer helping you. And this is the month it is pushing you to, come out and finally accept, okay, this is who I am. So a prominent time to show the world the real you, if you truly want to make the best of this new beginning, which is the number 1 year. Okay, and that is why these planetary placements are coming together to create that shift. Because finally on February 23rd, we have Mars entering, while all these signs are still there, all these planets. Okay, what is Mars? Venus is like, oh, I'm thinking of doing something different with my appearance. Mercury is like, oh, I'm thinking of writing this book. Sun is like, I'm thinking of leaving this job and leaving this group. Moon is like, oh, I don't think I feel the same way. The thing is, the minute Mars comes, Mars is the action taker. And Mars is like, enough of this thinking, let us take action. But what you have to be very careful of from the period of 23rd Feb to the entire March, be very careful of your anger outbursts, because like I said, Mercury, Mars, Rahu, all together with the Sun, this can make you very impulsive if you are not aligned. Okay, because there are two ways, please understand. It's never astrology or your numbers or your placements that are the problem. Just like with a coin, there is a head and a tail. So if you're on the tail side, that's exactly what gets magnified. If you're on the head side, that's exactly what gets magnified. So everything boils down to the purity of your thoughts. Okay, so if you have been living misaligned, that is when Mars Rahu can create a lot of anger and create a lot of reactions, reacting out of impulse. But the minute you know that you're on the aligned side, Rahu Mars, if you've been struggling to achieve your fitness goals, Rahu Mars is the best placement to make you sweat, to make you take action, to make you travel. Travel is a great time. So this way, the whole of February is such a prominent time, guys. Like if I could, I would have really sat with a lot of glitter, sat with a lot of AI and laptops behind me. Okay, because this month is creating that shake-up before the next part of the story, how they say, picture abhi baki hai mere dost. In the month of March, these planets, they have to come out of the shadow of Rahu, wo hota na, big picture thinking, 7 of Cups tarot, okay? And they have to enter Pisces where Saturn is sitting. So stay tuned to hear more about what happens in the month of March when majority of the planets enter where Saturn is. Where Saturn is that strict, accountable grandfather who's like, karay maze, ho gaya fun, done with the vacation, give me the accounts balance sheet, tell me where all did you spend, tell me why did you do that. Okay, so before that why happens, the point is to live fully in the now and make the most of these energies that are available to us in the month of February. Also, if you want a detailed video about the solar eclipse and the new moon that's happening in Aquarius, please let me know in the comment section below. Anything you would like to share even during the month, please come back and comment. This way it helps me engage and understand who all of you are watching. And yep, thank you. I'll see you when I see you.